Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today with Ripple XRP news and of course the panel discussion featuring John E. Deaton, the challenger, is from the second person, Elizabeth Warren, the grandma of the anti-crypto army. Now, I would like to start by mentioning that I do not provide financial or investment advice. If you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, in my personal opinion, then research and look into how many cryptocurrencies there are. Many. Then decide which cryptocurrency solves which problem. I am a fan of utility and application here. We will see where the journey goes. Distributed ledger, technology, but let's get right into it. And I would like to start with a post from Fred Rispoli, a lawyer in America and a declared crypto fan. He published the following here. It is about Form C, which we are all eagerly waiting for, along with additional details. For those who are currently waiting for Form C in the SEC Ripple case, it is undoubtedly no secret that the SEC will file an appeal. Firstly, Torres is mistaken about programmatic sales, and Torres is mistaken about other distributions. Torres is, of course, absolutely wrong for not allowing the degoring. Torres is mistaken by imposing a penalty of $125 million that is too low. And because their lawyers are a bunch of idiots, it could even be that the SEC appeals, claiming that XRP in and of itself is indeed a security. Well, the SEC most certainly won't win anything here as expected, but nothing stops them from throwing in a few paragraphs in an appeal. Gary Gensler, as he is, indeed. Then I come to the next piece of news, namely the announcement from Ripple that they have named various exchange partners for the RLUSD. Furthermore, and then just recently, Crypto Cowboy indeed threw out quite a very fascinating tweet. Ripple has assembled a notably high-profile and esteemed advisory board, which includes the former chairwoman of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, Sheila Bair, the vice chairman of Partner Capital, and former CEO of the Center Consortium, David Puth, as well as the co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple, Chris Larson, to lead the responsible introduction of RLUSD to the market. Sheila Bair is not only a former FDIC chair, but she has also been named by Forbes as the second most powerful woman in the world twice. David Puth is a renowned former senior advisor at Deloitte and Circle. Not only does the board of Ripple include well-known prominent individuals, such as, namely, Rosie Rios, former head of the Treasury of the United States of America. No, they are continuing here. And Selma Bair, called the second most powerful woman in the world twice, former head of the FDIC. These are some truly outstanding personalities with a lot of influence. Then a tweet went out today on X about 2021. ISO. Tune 22. Let's do it. The Bank of Russia, in a detailed and comprehensive manner, elaborates on the use of Ripple and its associated digital currency, XRP, in this informative document from June of this year. I believe that the BRICS countries will undoubtedly conduct transactions on the XRP ledger. Now, one must indeed be careful, as there are also two sanctioned countries involved. On one hand, there is Iran, and on the other hand, of course, there is Russia, whose central bank has just published this document. Kale then reacted to this again, and he had already posted something about it in June, but I will address that again now. Digitalization of payment transactions and innovation in the payment market. Analysis from the Central Bank of Moscow. Translation: blockchain and other distributed ledger technologies have become the foundation of many peer-to-peer payment systems and cryptocurrencies. These technologies emerged between 2008 and 2009 and proposed to abandon traditional financial intermediaries in favor of direct transactions within global blockchain networks. Despite initial optimism, the attempts to apply blockchain-based solutions in the payment industry face challenges. The assurance of confidentiality of payment information in a distributed ledger and the lack of comprehensive mechanisms for dispute resolution have hindered broader adoption. In 2001, characteristics of distributed ledger technology such as the distributed processing, the ability to facilitate transactions between any network participants, and data integrity, meaning immutability, and security underscore their potential to enhance payment efficiency, particularly in cross-border transactions. Here is another 1,000 hints about Ripple. And I find this absolutely extremely interesting. For this system to work, agreements with banks in various countries were absolutely and vitally necessary to connect to the Ripple network and conduct conversions between XRP tokens and local currencies. By 2023, more than 100 banks and over 2,000 payment companies have joined this network, which enables remittances with conversions for 120 currency pairs. Based on similar solutions, several projects have been developed for mass transfers in retail, e.g. remittances from migrant workers, as well as for fast, efficient payments in accordance with regulations such as the EU regulation Target U, are implemented. Presented to the Board of Directors of the U.S. Federal Reserve on the date of June 27, 2022. Now, we see here the application of XRP as a bridge currency that the Russian central bank has indeed tested, and we also see the use of XRP in the BRICS countries, which are already stating that they want to use their native currencies for their trade. This means de-dollarization. Now let's proceed forward and thoroughly re-examine the following interesting post. It is from April of this year. Boom! The CEO of ARCHEX, the global digital securities exchange, Graham "Red" Rodford, predicts that the XRP trading volume could potentially rise to between 30 trillion and 50 trillion. ARCHEX has just tokenized BlackRock's money market fund on Hedera. Does Graham Rodford know a lot of money is flowing into the XRP ledger? You know, approximately 30 to 50 trillion all on XRP in trading on ARCHEX. Well, Mr. Rodman was at the Svel. There will be another video about the Svel with the current topic RLUSD. Now, he was having a conversation here with James Wallace. Quote, "We firmly believe that every single asset will strongly be on-chain." I'll leave it at that for now. One of the largest holders of Bitcoin, Michael Saylor, has mentioned that he estimates there are about 1.8 quadrillion in assets in the world. 1.8 quadrillion, $1,800 billion. So not only houses, sports cars and stocks, but also debts, which are also a form of value. These are then tokenized and recorded. Now let's just get to the main point of this video. I watched the entire discussion and I can only say one thing. In 2001, Johnny Deaton shone and I came across the following thread. Wow. Indeed, Senator Warren and pro-crypto challenger John E. Deaton in a heavyweight death match on the debate stage. It was truly a back-and-forth battle. And here's a little reminder. I can only say he is a hell of a likable guy. And the way he presents himself is exactly how he is. I can't put it any other way, or at least, the man is a machine and he means it just as he ticks. He has written the book, Footstem Warrior. He writes about the abuse he experienced as a child. He writes about his childhood in poverty and his experiences. He writes about his service as a lawyer in the Marines, in the military. And all of this, he is now bringing in here completely as a challenger for the Senate seat against Elizabeth Warren. But now let's dive into this thread. Once again, it was a rapid back and forth. Here are the key moments of the back and forth about crypto in a race that could be a key game for Massachusetts and should not be overlooked. Senator Warren emphatically hammered home a point that evening in her speech, which was that Deaton is indeed very clearly supported by big crypto. There is a candidate on stage who receives 90% of his funding to keep his campaign running. And this comes from just one industry. She claimed that the donors want to see a return. To put it bluntly, well, they are now being supported, and of course, they all want better rules here. Well, of course, the only thing I missed here was that he didn't immediately respond to that ridiculous accusation from Elizabeth Warren, saying, yes, the industry wants regulatory clarity, but her puppet, Gary Gensler, is not providing it. You can't say it any other way. Now let's go back to that news. In his rebuttal, Johnny Deaton tried to make it clear that he is more for crypto retail investors than for crypto itself. The argument for self-custody and addressing Warren's move with Gensler to have banks hold crypto through the SAB 121 carve-outs, well, was indeed genuine, in the base wall. Elizabeth Warren demonstrated her political skill by staying on topic and bringing the discussion back to the point. He says he has driven the crypto people crazy, so angry that they are funding 90% of his campaign to reclaim this seat, their seat. 2001. It is frustrating to see Warren bring up this point again. Well, his strongest moment in the debate came when he criticized Elizabeth Warren for being too lenient on JP Morgan regarding its involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. After revealing that he himself was a victim of child rape, Deaton expanded on Warren's lack of protection for Epstein's victims. And he really went all out. Indeed, the man was very incredibly tough. A visibly unsettled Senator Warren tried to compose herself and shake off Deaton's challenge, reiterating her position that he is only for crypto. Wow. And now it happened. He concluded with the statement that he fought for the retailer and defeated the SEC in their battle against XRP. Well, Johnny Deaton stands united and strong, and here I have another one. I can do this now. Here I caught an even better tweet. Take a listen. It's simply better for the quality.
I understand that. They are big and they are powerful. Of course, I am not taking my money out of the banking industry. I take my money from the people who want to support this campaign. What I don't hear you talking about is, what exactly do the crypto folks expect to get by funding 90?
You want to know something, everyone out there? I sued the government because the SEC had done something really bad to small retail investors, and a lifelong Democratic judge agreed with me. I did it all pro bono. And this token XRP was deemed legal because of my work. I won Lawyer of the Year, Consumer Advocate of the Year, and the Defender of Freedom Award because I did it for free. And guess what? Last week, that crypto billionaire that she's talking about, who has supported me, just donated millions of this XRP token to Vice President Harris's campaign. If I didn't do what I did, sue the SEC on behalf of small retail investors, that donation to your candidate of choice center would not have happened. So, Madam Vice President, if you're watching, you're welcome. I would...
World class, world class. This is really a genuine guy. He's a real man. And one can hope, as he clearly stated in this debate, that she has repeatedly pointed out, yes, he is a Republican and all Republicans are bad, while Democrats are fighting for the people here in Massachusetts and in America. In 2001, he stated that you are all terrible, Democrats and Republicans, and he is against the Democrats. Nor is he a fan like a Trump fan. Rather, he is going for the people in the Senate and will be their voice there, not just the voice of the Republican Party. But in the end, I really found this argument to be world class. They only talk about crypto, crypto, crypto. And he then said, well, strangely enough, he did the secussan pro bono, meaning he earned nothing from it, representing retailers with his amicus briefs. He was admitted, and a Democratic judge, Annalisa Torres, ruled in his favor, stating that XRP is not a security within the ETS notice. And not only that, if Judge Torres had been a worse lawyer, it would not have been possible for one of these crypto billionaires, namely Chris Larson. The $1 million in XRP to Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris, I could have donated, well, and he then said in conclusion, so, Mrs. Vice President, if you see this, you're very welcome. And that was really impressive, and he performed wonderfully. I can only say it differently, and I can only hope that he gets elected. That's it from me in this video. There will be another one about SVEL and especially about RLUSD, the stablecoin from Ripple. Of course, there is still no date for when he will come, but I keep pointing out that this is about money and it doesn't happen overnight. So let's remain patient. Brett Garlinghouse is very emotional. He said, we are talking weeks, not months. Well, now we are already over a month, which means we have 1 point. It's slowly time, Brad. Well, I wish you all a good time and stay healthy. Our greatest asset we have, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.